I'm not sure where I am. I'm actually feeling kind of blind. Well, it's number 12, and you may think I'm doing this out of order. We'll talk about that in a second, but it is another iteration from Liability's The 12 series called Blindly Initiate Performance Anxiety. No anxiety here, hopefully no anxiety there. But we find out what this is all about. It's a black IPA, you know I love those. Right after the theme song. Welcome into the Midland Studio, as per usual, with your host, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto. Got another, actually my last one in the fridge, iteration out of the 12 series by Liability, and it is one of my favorite styles out there in the craft beer game. The black IPA, otherwise known as a Cascadian, otherwise known as a dark ale. Love, they're everything. They're like the best of both worlds between a dark beer, porter stout, etc., and an IPA. They really come together. I don't know who created this style, but hats off to you. I'm so happy. Not only that you created it, but that it caught fire. Everyone else is doing them. Anyway, and funny story, you may be wondering, I said before it was 12, which of course is ironically enough, it's number 12 of the 12. You may be wondering, didn't you just do 7 the other day? Why are we at 12? Did you miss a few? I thought I was missing a few as well. But, and I gotta give a shout out to my girl Hope out at Liability, the sales manager there. She gave me the lowdown. Apparently the person of the member of the 12 that helped brew this one that spearheaded this particular beer, they moved out of town. So that's the only reason why 12 came out ahead of schedule. So, I didn't miss anything. Or that I know I didn't miss anything. As far as I know, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are still out there either in the cooler right now or getting ready to come out of the tank. Anyway, as has been standard with these and the fact that it's a limited release, it's a low representation on Untapped, 77 total check-ins, 72 unique, 63 rankings. Pretty respectable, 3.92. 7.2 alcohol percentage, which is confirmed on the can. As you've gotten accustomed to, there's no details on the can besides the 12 mission statement and the signature of the brewers as well as the member of the 12 that spearheaded the particular beer. This one is black and white with the standard 12 logo and Mortal Wombat face in the center. So nothing extra on this can besides brewed in collaboration with Kyle Berger. And on Untapped, that's the first thing you see, brewed in collaboration with Kyle Berger. Aroma, chocolate-covered coffee beans, touch of smoke, and grapefruit. So, I mean, they could have just stopped at chocolate-covered coffee beans. That would have just sold me as it was. But you add a little extra bit of smokiness, which is hard to pull off, so we'll see how this one does that. But those kind of still, even whether they're there or not, those two things do kind of go together. Grapefruit, however, does not. So I'll be curious to see how that actually plays into that, because you don't typically think of citrusy notes in a darker beer. Flavor, ristretto espresso. Say F5 then fast. Ristretto espresso, ristretto espresso, ristretto espresso. Resin and baker's chocolate. I know that's a thing, but I guess I'm not as big enough a foodie to know exactly what it is. So someone drop in the comments if you know what makes baker's chocolate different from other chocolate. So, I ran out of YouTuber shirts also, so I'm rocking my guy Brewballer on Instagram. And speaking of performance anxiety, you know he doesn't get performance anxiety from all his crazy trick shots. I don't know how he does it, because I certainly would. But I know you're chomping the bit, so let's reduce your anxiety for this beer. Not wasting more time and crack it open.
Should have done this blind, I guess. Powerful shakluk. Ooh, look at the cascade running up the glass. It's a pretty sight.
Top off that big, frothy, fluffy, khaki head. A lot of head came back on that pour. Yes, sure. Yes, ma'am, indeed. A little over 3 fingers worth. As you can see, it's very root beer float looking. Big, frothy, khaki, tannish color. It has this thick, frothy appearance. That's why you hard pour, Drew. Come on. I'm so happy right now. You do get the smoke. You get the smoke very, very noticeably. It smells like smoked wings, like you just stuck your head in a pellet smoker. You do get some chocolate, actually. Not so much coffee, but that's okay. I'm not super big in coffee. I'd much rather something be chocolate than coffee. But you definitely get a steady, if not super strong chocolate note. And that smoked is very, very noticeable. It's probably even more noticeable without, you know, when the head goes down. But the head's just so damn pretty. That's what she said. But I'm excited to take a sip of this because that smoke is just tantalizing me so much. Can't really get the grapefruit, but that's okay. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh. That is a little unlike other black IPAs I've had. And as always, I promise I didn't cheat. That's just amazing lacing. Let's talk about it. Plot twist. I'm not going to talk about the way this beer drinks. I just want everyone to appreciate this amazing lacing. Gorgeous, gorgeous lacing on the glass. Look at that. Sticking to there like fat on your ribs. It does kind of have a little bit of that root beer float hanging around on the head a little bit, huh? A little bit. Try to get the focus to pick up the beer, not my face. I will say it does have what I think, I don't drink coffee, but what I think is a coffee espresso type of flavor, because there's something very, very roasty, bean-like up front and throughout your palate. There is a bittering finish like dark chocolate does have. I wouldn't say it's resinous. Well, although resin, I think, in terms of a West Coast IPA, something piney, resinous, very hop forward, that sort of thing. So I can't, as far as beers goes, I can't interpret that any other way. And that I'm not getting. Although, unless that's just playing into this bittering sensation, I'm just associating it more to a bitter dark chocolate than, you know, hops or anything like that. But that's what I get a lot of. I get this very strong roastiness. It's fairly medium mouthfeel body, just right in the middle of the road. It's not super heavy. It's not particularly light at all. It's just a nice steady medium mouthfeel and body, and the flavor is that roasty bean-like essence, and then a bitter finish, whether that's from some resin aspect or just from the chocolate. I think it's very good. I knocked my Imperfectly Me Crafts Scrabble tile over. That's very good. I hope everyone enjoyed these last couple of weeks of running through Liability 12s. I think my favorite one of the 6, the Belgian's up there for sure. Belgian's up there for sure, and that lager, the Dortmunder lager, was excellent. So I think if I had to pick favorites of the last 6 I did, it would definitely be between the Dortmunder Lager or the Belgian wit beer, because those two are both very, very, very good. Even though the wit beer, I think, was a little different from what I was expecting style-wise, it was still very, very tasty. And the Dortmunder Lager, they knocked that out of the park. There's no surprise why that won an award. But this one's very good. It's a little different from black IPAs that I've had in the area, and I've had quite a few in the area. But it's nonetheless very good, and I'll have no problem finishing it. Don't say you're finished with me. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you're watching on Rumble, smash the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to see more black IPAs or Cascadians, head on down in the comments. The first one pinned is a link to a playlist of all the other Cascadian ales I've reviewed in the past. And until next time, folks, cheers. I'll see you then.